Well, hey there, all you property preservation maniacs. It's Chuck Taylor with the Taylor Shop coming at you again with another vlog. This week we're going to talk about something not so positive, but unfortunately it's a fact of life in property preservation, and that is that failure is an option, but it doesn't have to be. So what do I mean by that? I mean contractors that are going to get into this industry and not understand what it takes to survive this industry. And what will happen if you don't, go along with the industry standards, the industry requirements, the industry protocols, the servicing company's expectations. What ultimately is going to happen to you, if you don't get it together, for lack of a better words, and keep things as organized and efficient as possible, and equally as important, as accurate as possible. Well, what's going to happen is you're going to get chargebacks. You're going to have to do a lot of work for free. And I can tell you right now, eventually you will go out of business. We've been now in business for 10 years in the property preservation industry, and I have been in this industry for over 15 years as a whole. And, I don't have to go into my history in this video, but I've been and done and seen it all. And let me tell you, I've seen contractors go from making $100,000 a year to making millions, and I've seen contractors that make millions in a very rapid amount of time go completely out of business. And it's amazing that that can happen, but it does happen, and we've seen it happen. And some of the main factors or main reasons for that happening is, when it comes to working with the Taylor Shop, the number one reason is contractors just don't listen. Now, in my organization, in my firm, the Taylor Shop, with all the workers and me and my partner, Shelly, we have over 40 years combined of property preservation knowledge and information. So when we work with a contractor, we're bringing all that information to the table. And let me tell you, it's all being brought to the table to benefit you. Because unlike other companies, we have a vested interest in your success. We want you to succeed. We're not looking for you just to send us work orders, a few work orders a day and all this, and have it be a mess and it turn around as terrible because we don't have all the information. We're not interested in that. We're interested in working with guys that may start out like that, but are looking to change. If you go to my website, you'll see right across the top, right across in huge letters, it says assessment, change, growth. And the assessment period is our assessment program that we put contractors through when we start working with them. And as long as they take our information, our feedback, and dial it in to their internal situation, their internal operations, that's the change. And then when you see the change, then you see the growth. And I like to think of it as profitable growth, because who doesn't like profitable growth? Now, unfortunately, we see a lot of contractors failing. And we didn't start seeing them fail relatively, how should I say, more than I'd like to, except for the last couple of years. And I know, let me kind of step back a little and say, look, I try to put out vlogs as often as possible. And originally I said I'd be putting vlogs out once a week, and I was trying to keep up with that. But I can tell you right now, this beginning of 2016, and this is the end of February, the Taylor Shop has been ridiculously busy with new clients, current clients getting busier, but more so with the direct response that we're getting from the type of work we do, number one, the quality of work we do. And I just been really slammed and busy and not able to put out as many vlogs as I'd like to, although I'm working on that to alleviate some of my responsibilities so that I can put out more vlogs and be more informative to contractors out there, certainly the veterans in this industry and the other ones starting to get into this industry. Now, getting back to the failure part of things, we've seen a lot of guys fail and I got to say the number one reason is them not listening. I've talked to contractors that are just gotten into this industry. I've worked with contractors that have just gotten into this industry, and I do mean greenhorns, as green as you can be, just starting out, like less than a month in this industry, and want our help, and we try to help them, and they don't understand the industry. So, you know, they don't understand the basic requests that we're going to make of you and expect you to follow through with, because our expectations are the same expectations of your servicers, the ones sending you work orders. So we're gonna mimic those or parrot those in some regard, because we understand and know exactly what the different loan types, the different servicers, the different clients for the different service, different banks, I should say, for the different service, their expectations or their requirements for their work orders. We know this. We understand all the allowables, and now there's a whole new bunch of allowables coming out with the new mortgage letter. We're well aware of that, and we're ready to implement those as soon as they take effect for the different servicers. But the number one thing being is contractors just don't listen. And I don't understand why. I think it's unfortunately it's from ignorance. Especially new guys getting into this. You have to understand that this industry is very demanding, and it requires a lot of focus, organization, and efficiency, which, if you watch any of my videos, if you know us, we preach organization and efficiency like crazy, because that's what you need to succeed. I'm not talking about success. I'm gonna make another video. I might have already made a video about that, but who knows? I might make another one about, what you need to succeed. But this is about what happens, what you can do to fail. This is what we've seen contractors do, and this is what will happen ultimately if you go along this path. So number one, not listening. We're only here to provide you with the best advice, the best suggestions, the best information possible to help you achieve all your goals and to grow and expand, which is what we want. Now, another way guys fail is not understanding how to grow. And, I see a lot of guys, their clients coming to them and wants them to cover an area. Well, they have no subs, no coverage, no contractors at all. Well, what do you think is going to happen when you say, yeah, I can cover that county or that half a state or whatever, and then next thing you know, you get 100 work orders in that area, but you have nobody to do them, and then you scramble to try to get them done. Overextending yourself when you're not prepared to is a recipe for 100% failure, because you may be doing great in your area, but if you accept a different area that you're not prepared for, but you're just doing it because your client has come to you and asked you, and you want to be a yes man and you want to get it done and stuff. Listen, I understand, and I'm not one to say no. I understand the importance of not saying no, but what you're doing is you're potentially hurting your local business or your local area that you can cover well. That's the problem with doing something like that. I tell guys, expansion is exactly what you want. However, you need to be prepared. You need to take the proper steps and make sure that you have coverage before you take those leaps. And if anything else, take a small area first and recruit subs or in-house guys, and then expand from there. But don't accept half the state of Alabama and then be all shocked when your client's coming to you and screaming at you because you got a 200 late orders, and you have nobody to do them, and you're driving down to Alabama or whatever. You have to expand progressively. You have to expand, smartly. Is that smartly? That's a word, isn't it? Smartly. That's another thing we see guys do, is they overextend their commitments and can't get their stuff done. Now, it goes without saying, you get a work order, you have a limited amount of time to get it done. 2 to 3 days, depending, actually it's more like 2 to 5 days, depending on who your servicer is. However, you have to be organized with, getting that order in the field, getting getting it done, making sure it's done correctly, and then getting it to the processor, the tailor shop, and we're going to process the order. And of course, we're going to catch anything that is missing or not correct, or if you had allowables that you should have used that you didn't, we're going to let you know so you can get your butt back out there and get paid, get that money. Because if you don't and you try to bid it, well, your client's just going to tell you to go back and do it because you had an allowable, but you didn't use it, and now you look stupid, and you're just wasting time and causing orders to be late. That's another huge failure, is late orders. We've seen guys, tremendously affected by volume because of their poor turnaround time. I'm going to say it again. You have to be prepared to cover your work in an area. If you have 2 crews, get another one. If you only need 2 crews to get your work done, get another one. Get 2 more. Have them sitting on deck. I know, guys tell me, they can't find guys and they can't find crews or they can't find good ones and stuff like that. Well, you got to keep looking. Just like I've been recruiting internal staff for the last 2 years. I never stop because I'm still looking for those great people. I'm constantly looking for, because we have people that start and quit and move on to other things and stuff like that. So I'm constantly looking for the best of the best to work internally with us to help us process orders, because I'm not going to trust it to some people that don't care or they're not motivated or they're not, because as well as I do, mistakes cost money. This isn't an assumption business. These are things I've said all along. So you have to take that seriously, as we do. So, failure, it is an option, but it truly doesn't have to be. And if I got to be honest, if you're looking for success, if you're looking to succeed in this business, and part of your problem, whether you know it or not, is going to be processing. Finding people that can process your work orders correctly, accurately, efficiently, getting them done, making sure they're correct before they go to your servicer. That's going to be one of your biggest challenges. Besides getting the field work done correctly, that's a whole other bag of worms. However, the processing side of things, which is in my opinion, and I've been in the field, is a little more important in the sense that if the person processing the order is the one hitting the submit button. So once you push that submit button, you really need to make sure that order is correct. And I've heard the horror stories, and I've talked to so many contractors about the overseas firms that just screw everything up. The local staff that just have no idea and don't care, and that mess up orders. For example, let me tell you this. I talked to a contractor not that long ago who said his revenue last year, see, that's the thing. Contractors love to talk about how much money they make, and that's great. Who doesn't love to brag? But I'll be honest, when I hear a guy talking about the millions of dollars he made, my question is, how much did you lose? How much did you take in losses? How many chargebacks did you get? What was the dollar amount of that? So anyways, that's what I'm concerned about, because I'm here to help eliminate that. So anyways, I talked to a guy, he said he did $4 million in revenue. And of course, I said, that's great, man, but how much did you lose? How much did you do in chargebacks? $250,000. And he said it like very, he just rolled off his tongue, like $250,000 in mistakes. And of course, I asked him why. Before I could even finish my sentence of asking him, well, the word really, because I said why, and he said his office staff, his internal office staff made the mistakes, made $250,000 in typos and poor updates, and that blew my mind. Because he didn't seem to be that affected by it. It seemed like, well, I made $4 million. Yeah, I lost $250,000, but I made $4 million. I said, well, we can help you dramatically decrease, if not eliminate that 100%. Because if your guys don't get the job done right in the field and don't take photos and we can't see it, that's why I can't say 100% we can eliminate it. But if your guys in the field are taking the right photos, providing the right documentation, I can guarantee you won't see chargebacks on our watch. In fact, no contractor that I know of has seen chargebacks. I can honestly say that, contractors that have worked with us do not get chargebacks. it just doesn't happen because the way we process work orders, we're not going to let it go through if it's not correct. And yeah, $250,000 in errors is crazy money. I don't care how much. You can make $10 million. 250,000, that's crazy, and to accept it. And you know what's funny about all that? He loved our service. He was really interested, never signed a contract. So I don't know whatever happened to him. Probably at this point, he probably got his losses up to $500,000 for all I know. But that's just another example of, I mean, you don't get in this business because you're looking for the attaboys and the thank yous. You're in this business because you can make a lot of money in this business. But you have to be smart about it, and you have to understand all the fundamentals, and you have to understand all the little pieces that need to be in place for it to all to work. And the field is one thing, and then there's the office, which obviously, if you know us, we've worked for a servicer, we've been in the field, and we do the processing better than anybody out there. So if you're looking, I'm going to wrap this up because I don't want to make this too long, but if you don't want to fail, if you do want to succeed in this business, and if you're looking for the best angle, the best edge your company can receive for processing work orders, then I have to tell you, and I've said it before, look no further than the tailor shop. And if you're the least bit unsure or concerned, give us a call. We have an 800 number. I'm going to put it right up here, the 800 number. I'm going to put it really big across the screen. Call this 800 number. And what'll happen is you'll call, and one of the lovely ladies that work here they're going to answer the phone, and then they're going to ask you a list of questions. And it's going to help us understand what you're looking for, what your current situation is. And then you'll get a personal call back from me once the call is the time and the date for the call is set up, which usually is within 24 hours, which happens on that initial call. We set up a call for the next day, and you'll receive a phone call from me, Chuck Taylor, and we'll talk about the services that we provide, our different programs, our payment schedules, and how we accept money for the wonderful service that we provide, because there is a cost involved. You know what the cost involved is working with the tailor shop is? A willingness to listen and change. That's the cost. Yeah, there's a monetary transfer of funds, but I can tell you right now, if you're not willing to listen and change for the better, it's not going to work. And in fact, don't even bother, because you have to be willing to listen and change, because that is fundamental for our working relationship to be successful. And again, unlike other companies that will just process your orders, you get the $4 update, you get the crap update, and then you have communication issues and all that other stuff. Doesn't work like that with us. We put a high dollar value on quality, and you should as well. I know a lot of guys out there, they put a high value on dollars, the actual money involved, which is fine, but you should really put a high value on quality, and understanding that companies like that, there's other companies out there, those foreign operations, the stay-at-home mom or whatever that want to try to process some of your orders. Number one, they can't handle any type of volume. Number two, they're not going to even come close to our experience. And number three, they don't have a vested interest in your success. I'm interested in guys that want to grow. I'm not interested in guys that want to send me 5 orders a day for beer and cigarette money. I'm really not interested in it, although I can help you. And I will process your orders. But I'm truly interested. What gets us excited is working with guys that look or want to grow and want to listen and change and be successful. Because, as we all know, failure is an option, but I prefer it not to be. And it doesn't have to be in this industry. Not only do we provide the best order processing services, we also provide the best consulting and training services out there. It's not just order processing. And if you come aboard and utilize our service transition tactic program, you get all three. That's the gimme plan. That's the gotcha plan. That's the full Monty, if you will. That's getting all of our expertise, all of our services rolled into one package. And with that, and if you truly follow along and you go along with all our suggestions and feedback, there's no reason you shouldn't succeed. Absolutely not. And we will see to it that you do succeed. So thanks for watching this video. Please like, subscribe, share. Please subscribe to this channel because, like I said in other videos, I'm going to be doing some contests this year. That's going to get you some free Tailor Shop swag, potentially get you some free gift cards to those wonderful suppliers out there, get you some locks, get you some pink juice, whatever you need. We're going to help you guys. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please let me know. Again, you can go to our website, you can email us through our website, or you can call our 800 number for more information. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and we'll see you in the next video.